This is a video by Richmond. Today we're working on a Dodge Neon. This one happens to be a 2002 model, and we're going to be changing the radiator today. The first thing we need to do is get the vehicle up in the air on jack stands or ramps. Next we need to remove the battery. Next we need to remove the airbox cover. It's held on by 5 Phillips head screws. Next we need to take this air inlet out like this. Just position it over here. Take this wire loom. Remove it from the box like so. Next we want to remove this 10mm head mounting bolt right here and this 10mm nut over here, and remove this little piece right here that holds the wire on from the box. Next we need to remove this clamp right here on the throttle body to the air boot right here. Okay, now that we got that clamp loose, we can remove the box. Now gently bring it over here where the battery was and position that just like so. Next we want to remove this 10mm headed bolt that holds this clamp onto the AC line to give us some play. Just as a added little security here, I'm going to take a piece of plastic, put it over the inlet here with a rubber band, just in case something might fall its way. That will keep that protected. Now if you have a dual fan radiator like this one, you want to go underneath and find this connection on the bottom of the radiator in the back. Now there's a little button right here. I see somebody has taken the red lock already off of it. Normally you would release the lock, but just push down on this little button here and pull the connection back. Now this is what a normal connection would look like on that fan down there with this little red lock. Now this is in the unlocked position. This would be down here. This red piece would be sticking out right here, and you would push that forward into this position you see here. Then you would push down on this little tab here and then pull it off. Next we need to put a container underneath the vehicle to catch the coolant. Now to drain the coolant, there is a little drain valve right here on the bottom corner right side of the radiator. It's hard to see. It's behind this hose right here. It's a little plastic piece that you can put a pair of pliers on and just remove that, or you can remove the bottom radiator hose if you prefer. Now that we have the coolant drained, we can remove this top hose by squeezing this clamp, sliding our hose clamp back here. Now we can leave the other end of the hose connected. Just remove that and gently put it over here on the right side of the vehicle. Next we need to remove these 3 10mm head bolts that secure the fan to the radiator. You might want to spray those with penetrating oil. They can rust in there. Next we need to remove these top brackets right here. They're held on by an 8mm headed bolt. There's one right here and there's one over here. On the left side of the radiator you'll see this computer right here. We need to loosen it from the bracket just to give us a little play. There is a 10mm bolt right down here. We need to remove that. And on the radiator support you'll see 2 10mm bolts that hold on the bottom of the bracket. We need to remove those. Okay, now we should have enough room to get our fan out. There she is. Next we need to remove the two cooler lines from the transmission to the radiator. One here and one there. They're little spring clamps with a pair of pliers. You can remove the clamps. Next we need to remove this 10mm head bolt that holds the AC condenser to the radiator, and there is one on the other side, and it's an identical one. We have to remove that one also. Now normally there would be a bracket here on the lower corner of the radiator and condenser that holds the condenser to the bottom of the radiator, but somebody has not put that bracket back. I guess they did a replacement here already. So there's one on that side, and then if you go over to the other side you'll see an identical one. Look for that bracket and remove the bolt from the radiator. Both sides. Now that all the bolts have been removed, the radiator should come out. Move the AC condenser forward. And there she is. It's all out. Now before you put your new radiator in, make sure you transfer these little rubber feet over to your new radiator. And then it's just a matter of reversing the steps, and that's it. You've just replaced a radiator in your Dodge Neon.